In this video, I will show you exactly how to get through the Depths of Mementos and easily solve every puzzle. I also need to mention that most of the fights are gonna be cut out, except the mini-bosses and the final fight. And with that said, let's begin our journey. Our adventure into the Depths of Mementos kicks off when the Phantom Thieves make the decision to erase it. But before diving in, they take a moment to assess the situation. Something seems off with Morgana.
The door to the Depths of Mementos has been opened. Wait, does that mean...
We're really gonna do this, right?
Of course.
Why are you asking now?
Well, I just thought, what am I gonna do if you guys freak out and bail on me? We're going to erase Mementos, aren't we? Come on, let's go, you guys.
Mona sure seems hyped up.
Say, isn't Mona-chan behaving a little odd?
You know, you're right.
Yeah. I shouldn't have brought that up. Shall we get going?
After our protagonists revealed their concerns about the current situation, leaving them with more questions than answers, it was time to head down to the last station in Mementos to see if the gate to the deeper levels is unlocked.
Hey, so, this shit here's that door to the depths, right?
It should be. Why? What's wrong?
I don't know, it looks just like all the other ones. I was thinking it's a little disappointing. Maybe we worked too hard to get down here or something.
The lack of unforeseen circumstances is nothing to complain about. Let us continue.
The hell is this?
It's some big fossil-looking thing. So this must be the treasure.
Wait, look on the side. It's the train running down to Mementos. So this is where that crowd of people was trying to reach?
People are walking in and out of there, so the other side of the wall must be... Wait. It's not a wall, but a giant door?
Guess that means the treasure's not here. Come on, let's stay focused.
The only way forward is through this massive door, so naturally we head towards it while the camera moves further away from us, revealing the sheer scale of the space we just entered.
Is this thing seriously a door? How are we supposed to get past?
It opened straight away. I bet that means the inner depths the Metanav was talking about before are right ahead.
Hold on. The door only opens from this side.
What do you mean?
Well, I took a quick peek at the mechanism inside the door, and it looks like you can only open it from here. We can get in, but nothing can get out.
It's as though whatever lies within has been locked away. Wait, so you're saying that the people going in there are choosing a life of imprisonment?
I have never felt such eeriness before. What is this place?
We'll find out once we reach the depths. Come on, let's go.
Passing through the giant door, we finally arrive at the entrance of the Depths of Mementos. From this high vantage point at the center, as we look down, we can see numerous red cables flowing together at a single point and then stretching downwards. Yusuke also makes the observation that this is strikingly similar to the heart and its arteries. The Phantom Thieves start discussing the distortion they see, and the cat points out the presence of a powerful being coming from the deeper levels. Morgana is sure that the Treasure of Mementos is down there, encouraging the crew to venture further, while Makoto tells us that we must harden our resolve. Here on the platform, we have the freedom to select our teammates, go to the Velvet Room or speak with Caroline if we want to heal our team. However, as we're ready to proceed, we move towards the gathering in front of another big room. The crew starts talking about the crowd and they reach the conclusion that the door must be locked. That's why no one is moving, and Futaba suggests that we should find another way to get in. As the Phantom Thieves, we don't take things at face value, so we decide to go to the group of people to verify if it's really locked. It was locked. Following Futaba's suggestion, we decide to find another way to enter the next room. Fortunately, we spot a path nearby, leading to a large opening that we can pass through, allowing us to circumvent the locked door. Upon reaching the next room, the group starts to feel unease, and I have to say that their intuition is correct. No much further ahead lies the first mini-boss fight. This enemy is weak to wind, so it's recommended to have Morgana in your team for an easier battle. To move further, we follow the single narrow path until we reach the central platform where our little friend is waiting to ambush us, but that's after we discover the dark truth about this place.
What is this place?
I'm so happy. So calming.
Are those chains on them? Is this a prison?
Is where I belong.
Who's captured here?
Technically speaking, I would say it's someone's shadow.
Peace is here.
They're saying something.
Come on, don't be out there and come on in.
Don't matter.
Don't open the cells, okay? I have no intention of leaving this place.
Sure.
They feel safe being here? What are you saying? You're being kept in a prison.
This reminds me of Kamoshida's castle. They're like the slaves we saw there.
That's right. This place is the best in the end. In the depths within is a system that grants desires.
A system that grants desires?
Something like that exists? Here?
It's no use. You can't reason with these people.
They're truly distorted, just like the scenery here.
You end up searching for stuff or being troubled because you're outside the prison. There are things you don't need to know to live on.
He's right. Things like the details on the system, the locked quarantine cell.
Quarantine? Who's locked in there?
Supposedly a great and truly dangerous criminal. But who would want to check a place like that? Come now, we don't have to chat like this. Why not come inside?
Huh? Mona?
Why are you out and about? Where are your restraints?
So peaceful.
Oh crap!
Removing your restraints is not allowed. Outsiders must be eliminated.
Before we even have the time to digest the new information, we get ambushed by our first mini-boss during this walkthrough. As I said before, this one is weak to wind attacks, so we defeat it with ease using Joker and Morgana, just to finish it with an all-out attack.
That was careless of us. It should be no surprise that a prison has guards.
Wait a sec. This is everyone's palace, right? Not like Kamoshida's castle. Who's keeping these people here?
Mona-chan? I remember now. I've seen this place before.
Hold on, though. It wasn't open until we came here today.
Sorry, it's just a sense I'm getting. Still. It feels like I'm really close to remembering something important.
You know, coming in here was what you wanted from the beginning. We just gotta keep moving on.
On top of that, I'm curious to know who the ruler of this place is.
Yeah, you're right. Wait, what about these people? Leave them be. They'll be taken care of if we erase mementos.
Hey, it's dangerous to keep standing around here. Let's get going!
At this point, we don't really know what to do with this newly gathered information, but one thing is clear. There is a connection between Morgana, Mementos, its ruler, and the quarantine cell mentioned in the previous cutscenes. With more questions than answers, we move further until we reach our first puzzle. We need to disable a security system that is blocking our path. Luckily for us, this one is pretty easy. We activate the mechanism and the floor tiles become yellow colored. But before solving the puzzle, our crew starts chatting about this new device. Apparently, for some of them this is very confusing, thinking it might be some sort of trap. Luckily, Futaba is not afraid of the unknown and more open-minded, letting us experiment a little bit to solve the puzzle. This is a simple puzzle where you need to turn all the yellow spots into blue and then activate a system again to solve it. For this one you just need to follow a simple path, pretty straightforward. Once we solve the puzzle, our teammates are obviously glad that we managed to get rid of the obstacle. But before finishing their thoughts, we get ambushed by some enemies again. We try to escape, but alas, still got hit in the end. My bad.
Huh?
Not really a problem though, because at this point into the game we are pretty strong. After dealing with the enemies, we move forward towards the exit. But first, let's take a little detour to get a chest that contains a weapon for Morgana. If you don't need it, you can skip it and go directly towards the exit. I recommend getting it though, because any small upgrade is welcome at this point in the game. And the Dark Atlas has a pretty high attack with 99 accuracy, so you might as well get it, just in case. In the next room, we need to jump down on each platform and deal with the enemy at the base of the last one. For some reason, as you can see, we can't find the correct angle, so we struggle a little bit. It's a little annoying and we could use a third eye, but we're just being lazy, I guess. At least the enemy goes down with this. In this chamber there are two puzzles, and the first one is very close to the entrance. We just need to head straight ahead. This one is pretty similar to the previous one. The only difference is that one spot is already blue, which makes it a little more difficult. But I got you covered. You just need to go in a straight line until the last spot, then go back near the starting one, and then go back and forth a few times until all of them are blue. Easy. Now we can move forward and prepare for the second puzzle, but first we need to make a stop at the most important room in this chamber, the upper passageway save room. Here we can save our progress or even go back to the entrance of Mementos to speak with Caroline if we need her healing. In our case, we don't need to do that, but the option is always appreciated. Exiting the save room, we move directly towards the second puzzle, and luckily for us, this time, the gameplay is not interrupted by our teammates commenting on the situation. Between the save room and the puzzle system, you'll run into a few enemies. We're skipping the fights, but don't worry, we took care of them easily. This puzzle is pretty similar to the previous one, and you can solve it easily if you go back and forth a few times when you are near the starting spot. And now that the path is unlocked, we advance to the next chamber of the palace. As nothing important is going to happen during the Cavernous Void section of the game, I'm going to have to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you found this walkthrough enjoyable this far. It really helps me out and I would really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, it's time to descend into the next chamber. Here, I have to ask you to be prepared for another mini-boss fight. You should have on your team personas with wind, fire and ice attacks, making the fight a triviality.
What? You're...
Kamoshida!
No. Madarame.
Kanashiro's over here. Is President Okumura here too?
Father isn't around anymore.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. More importantly, look there.
Masayoshi Shido.
The hell's going on? These guys should have had a change of heart from their palaces disappearing.
Your bod's as great as always. Come on, come closer.
You creep!
I'm joking. I don't want any more trouble. I finally get to live without having to think for myself now.
I mistakenly thought myself to be talented. But now I think I'm a fool for wanting too much.
It's no wonder people who can't take a hint get yelled at. I'm done acting like a big shot. Who cares if I'm stupid? It's not like you get punished for being dumb. Nobody needs to strive to be more than they really are.
These people seem completely different than they were before.
I don't think it's because they had a change of heart, though. Wait. Have they chosen a life of captivity after they lost their distorted desires?
Unfortunately, Okumura isn't here with us. Nothing can be done for the dead. I'm sorry.
Yes, I know. Thank you for the details. Now, if you don't mind, what in the world is this place?
It's supposedly called the Prison of Regression.
Regression?
More importantly, does this look like captivity to you? Why, it's the exact opposite. The utmost freedom is available to anyone who desires it here. This is the freedom to not make decisions. The release from having to think for yourself. It is far more marvelous than the country I wish to create.
Release from having to think? But that's...
However, there are some fools who cannot stay put in this place. In other words, they are escaped convicts. course, I'm talking about our past selves. Such people are segregated from this peaceful world and locked away in their own palaces.
So those are the palace rulers.
I really gotta thank you for changing my heart. I got to come back here after all.
We sent him back here?
I don't understand. Just what have we been doing by using the cognitive world?
Get a hold of yourself, Inari!
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
Having the freedom to not make your own decisions only means that someone else is controlling you. Tell me, who is the ruler here? Who made all of this?
What an odd question to ask. It should be obvious. Every member of the general public. Haven't you learned anything in school? The collective ruler of a democratic country is its people.
Don't lie out of your ass like that! I mean, there was a guard here earlier. That means someone's gotta be looking out for you guys, right?
You may be right. We are the ones looking out upon everyone else.
No. So the ones who least want the prison to be tampered with are the prisoners themselves?
It don't matter what this guy's talking about. We're gonna erase all of Mementos anyways. Come on, let's keep going. Mona, the treasure's in the deepest part, right?
Mona?
I do remember this place. I saw the humans in here, and realized I looked different than them for some reason. Right. That's when I started to think I wanted to turn into a human.
Is that why you thought you would regain your true form if we destroyed Mementos?
Sorry, I'm still missing a lot of my memories, but I know I started randomly checking a bunch of palaces. Then my next memory is about that bastard Kamoshida's. Yeah, I'm starting to remember more.
What are you doing here?
Guards again? And there are more of them this time!
Damn it, we got careless. Let's run!
I've discovered some escaped inmates. Catch them at once!
We try to escape from the guards, but they still catch and hit us. Maybe if you have better reactions, you could get away, but I'm not sure. Doesn't really matter though, because we made the necessary preparations before. Well, in my case, that's a lie. We don't have Yusuke on the team, so no ice attacks. But even with this limitation, this one was pretty easy for us, and we managed to destroy our enemies with just 2 attacks. Moving forward to the palace, we reach the stairs that lead directly to a door that separates the chamber into 2 areas. We open it, and now we're at the crossroads. The funny thing is that it doesn't really matter which path you take, because there aren't any puzzles in this chamber. There's only one chest that contains holy water and is guarded by a strong enemy. I would argue that this is the strongest encounter until this point. If you don't need what's in the chest, you can skip this path and go directly towards the exit. Of course we are stubborn and take the path towards the right, leading to the chest. After defeating the enemy and open it, you need to jump down from the platform. But be careful because there's another annoying guard waiting to ambush you once you are down. Don't fall for the same trap as me. In other words, don't be stupid. And with that said, now we can move towards the exit. In this chamber, a new situation presents itself. Before doing the new puzzle, we will need to do something else first, otherwise it's impossible, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The first thing to do is to go into the middle passageway save room to secure our progress. Once we exit the save room, we head towards the path that leads us to a single enemy guarding something important behind them, and after a brief exchange, we start to battle. This enemy is weak to nuclear damage, so if you have Makoto on your team, this is a super easy fight. Of course we were unprepared, as usual, but still managed to get rid of them easily with Joker's almighty attacks. The reward is the Vermilion Disk, which we'll need for the next puzzle. Now is the time to backtrack towards the save room and take the other path that leads directly to the puzzle, putting our items to good use. In our way there are a few enemies that we have to deal with, but nothing to worry about. Just go one by one until you reach the puzzle. At first glance, this is a simple puzzle where you have to go around the central pillar, but the catch is that you need to activate a secret compartment in the pillar using the item you just got. Otherwise, it's impossible to turn all the spots blue, so just go around the pillar one time, and when prompted, interact with the gate to open it. Go in, then go out following the same path from where you came and interact with the system. Doing this unlocks the path and we are free to go into the next chamber.
Seriously? It's still going further down?
We're so far underground at this point.
I hope we don't suddenly find ourselves in a giant pool of lava.
Still, we gotta keep going.
Ryuji is right, we need to keep descending because we are only halfway through and we are close to Morgana recovering his memories. As you enter the new chamber, make sure to be prepared for another mini-boss fight after the cutscene.
Guys, look! Doesn't that cell seem different from the others?
Wait, could this be that quarantine cell?
Supposedly, the most sinful, most dangerous inmate is held within.
This place smells familiar for some reason. Mona-chan? There's no mistake. This is it. I was born here.
Born? Inside the prison? Wait, then are you the dangerous inmate?
No, the inmate wasn't me. But I remember this place. Someone created me here to guide all of you.
Guide? And who is this someone?
I can't remember. Damn it. I'm so close. But my memory's too foggy.
You know, hearing all this just makes me want to know what's inside.
We found them. The escapees are in front of the isolated cell. Alert! Alert! Capture them at once!
Crap! We're surrounded! We gotta win this, guys!
As usual after every cutscene that involves some kind of prison, a new mini-boss fight starts. This one is also pretty easy for us and we managed to destroy our enemies with just 2 attacks.
This place seems to be under high alert now. We should keep going.
Given how important the cell appears to be, the Depths of Mementos must be near. Mona's memories may return if we continue on.
Yeah.
So, we're finally getting close to the public's treasure, huh?
Now that I think about it, it makes sense Mementos would connect to some place like underneath Shibuya. Everyone crams themselves into packed underground boxes day after day without any complaints. From my standpoint, those are the true inmates of Mementos. It's no surprise the places are connected.
You know, the voices of the public may have led the Phantom Thieves on more than any criminal.
Seriously! Let's hurry up and steal that treasure so we can crush Mementos.
We truly are reforming society. Let's go!
And with that noble desire to reform society, we move on. The layout of this chamber is a little confusing at first glance, but the path towards the next puzzle is quite straightforward and the solution to this one, surprisingly, is also quite simple. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. The first important stop in this chamber is the low passageway save room, which you can find easily by going straight ahead. After exiting the save room and advancing a little bit, we have the option to go straight to the puzzle or take a little detour for a chest containing a black rock. We don't really need it, but still go for it, even though we probably shouldn't have it, because somehow we got a little lost after opening the chest. A weird moment overall, as you can see. No worries though, because in the end we still managed to get on the right path and now we can go towards the only puzzle in this chamber. As stated before, this one is surprisingly easy to solve. You need to step on the invisible spot near the starting point, and then just follow the obvious path. Having solved the puzzle, the Phantom Thieves praise your intellect, boosting your ego, while Futaba offers a subtle hint of what lay ahead. And with nothing left to do, we proceed into the next chamber. In this one there are 2 puzzles, and you need to solve one to be able to solve the other. So we follow the path straight ahead, rushing to the first one. And as Futaba hinted earlier, starting with this chamber, there's a new movement limitation added for solving the puzzles going forward. In this particular case, we solve the puzzle easily by stepping on the invisible spot and going back and forth a few times. At the end, we even have 2 movement points to spare, which I believe is the most efficient solution. Either way, we did all that to get another Vermilion Disk. On our way back, we interact with the destroyable objects, and when we reach the crossroad, take the path to the right towards our destination. To solve the second puzzle, we must go around the central pillar and use the key item that we obtained to unlock a secret compartment within, allowing us to go in and out of it a few times. But this time around we use all of our movement points. Maybe this is obvious, but I forgot to mention it previously. Each shiny dot on the floor represents how many movement points you have left. It's not a hard puzzle, but without the item it's impossible to do. With the puzzle solved, we can now go towards the exit, jumping down the stairs and dealing with a few enemies along our way. If you made it this far, you can congratulate yourself. Subscribe to the channel and open a beverage of your choice, because this is the last chamber that has puzzles. Now, do not celebrate too much, because even though this is the last chamber, we are still far away from exiting the Depths of Mementos. On top of that, this chamber has another little surprise for us. There's not just one puzzle, or even 2, but 3 of them. So let's start with the most complicated one in my opinion. You have 10 movement points to solve this one. Just start going towards your left and then follow the path towards your right. Then go back to the starting point, and from there go back and forth 2 times until all the spots are blue. By doing that, you'll still have 2 movement points to spare. The second puzzle is close to the first one and is surprisingly easy to solve. We just need to go around the central pillar. And voila, solved with another 2 movement points to spare. Now we can move towards the third one, but first let's take a detour for a chest that contains 3 sleep vials. Maybe they'll come in handy later on, you never know. This one is located on a high platform that we can only reach using the grappling hook. Now that I think about it, we haven't been using it too much. There aren't any secret hard to access locations in the Depths of Mementos. And with nothing else to do in this chamber, it's time to go and solve the last puzzle. For this one we will have to use all of our 10 movement points. Just go through all the yellow spots and at the end go back and forth on the colorless spot until everything is blue. Congratulations! There's no more puzzles left. And now we can move towards our next stop, the bottom passageway save room nearby. Now it's time to heal, stock up and be prepared because this is the last time you can save. We are 1 step away from the Treasure of Mementos, as is going to be pointed out by the Phantom Thieves.
The hell is this?
It's huge. I didn't realize such a gigantic place existed here. Is this where everyone's treasure is held? Yeah, that should be the case.
But this ominously bizarre air about it. It almost feels like a temple of sorts. Although...
Look, there's no point freaking out now. Come on, let's go.
It's time to go down on a slimy ride that takes us to the entrance of a vertical prison of some sort. Very similar to the Bubble Tower. The symbolism is strikingly evident. There's not too much room for interpretation. To descend towards the middle of the arena, we go towards the left and jump down on each platform leading us to the Treasure of Mementos. I really appreciate the visual design of this chamber. Simple but effective, totally different from the other final boss arenas. And we can finally see where all those red cables went into.
The hell?
Look at how many there are. Are these all prison cells?
And what's that thing in the middle?
Whatever it is, it looks disgustingly grand.
There are no other passages leading out of this room. It appears this is our final destination. The Depths of Mementos.
In that case, is the Treasure of Mementos somewhere in here? I think you're right. I've never been here, but I can sense it. There's no mistaking that presence. If we get rid of it... If we get rid of it, the public should come to its senses.
But something that large will be impossible to carry out of here.
We just gotta make it disappear, right? If we can't move it, then we'll just have to destroy it.
Yeah, that will work.
Once we do that, the entire metaverse is going to disappear, right? This is finally it.
Oh, I guess it's no surprise we've been discovered. That thing isn't gonna sit back and let itself get destroyed.
Even the inmates are starting to liven up. How eerie. Are they planning something?
That must mean this thing's gotta be the treasure. It saved us the trouble of checking.
Hold on. Something's off. Shido said the masses are allowing themselves to be held captive here. Could they truly be operating this gigantic system that eliminates intruders on its own? The prison guards and soldiers were very organized, too.
Are you trying to say that someone else rules this place? Is it not the public?
What was that?
We don't have time to worry about that. Leave it for later.
All right, guys. We better not lose now. Let's hurry up and destroy this thing. Everyone, give it your all. All right, let's do it.
Now that we are finally fighting what it seems to be the final boss, I have some bad news for you. This is an unwinnable fight, and when you deplete its health near half, it will recover it all thanks to the prisoner's health, as you will see in the cutscene. So don't use too much SP during this first phase, because you will need it later.
Stop it! Don't touch the Holy Grail! Holy Grail? What was that? What are you doing to our Holy Grail?
Don't tell me. Are the inmates giving it their strength?
Damn it! This is never gonna end!
It seems hopeless if there are this many inmates supporting it.
You fools. Human, yet wishing to eradicate the desires of humanity.
Who's that?
Repent!
The treasure's talking.
I am revered as the granter of dreams for all who behold me. A being most commonly known as the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail.
The prison of regression is representative of the collective desires of humanity. They wish to be chained down, surrender their cognition, and neglect the world around them. These feeble-minded common folk will make your social reform all for naught. The shared heart of the masses has fallen into an excess of indolence and transformed into a prison.
Damn it! We're worshipping that thing!
Thus, the only suitable end for them is to perish within the prison they wished for themselves.
Get ready. Here it comes.
Hell yeah!
Damn that thing! Let's break it for sure this time!
Now that we are a little closer to the truth behind Mementos, it's time for the second phase of the fight. Even now, we still cannot defeat the Holy Grail. That, by the way, has a very suspiciously similar voice to our big-nosed friend. Surely, it's just our imagination. So let's just keep attacking it until it recovers its health again. This time it recovers when it reaches about 75% health left.
Did it heal again? We can't lose! Keep attacking! Huh? Wait, its color.
After all this, it seems that we are at the starting point again. I could make a comment here about the Sisyphean nature of this situation, but I'll save that for another video. So for now, we are just gonna keep blasting the enemy in front of us, until it recovers its health again. Now that we are buffed up, we have to keep throwing attacks at the enemy boss until it starts recovering its health for the last time. Depending on the difficulty you're playing, this could take a different amount of time, but just keep at it.
Wait, hold up! It's gonna get totally healed again! No fair! This is cheating!
Stop that, you thieves!
If this is really how people feel, there's no way we'll be able to steal their hearts. We've come here for nothing. This is horrible.
You imbeciles are intoxicated by an undesired justice. This is the will of the children of man who have fallen into sloth. My shine is proof that they desire my existence. As long as humanity yearns for me, I shall never perish.
Is this really what everyone wants? Stop thinking and be guided by the Holy Grail? Yes. It's so frustrating. It makes me want to cry. But I will never agree.
The humans I look up to aren't like that. No matter how painful reality is, it's all over if you don't try to change how things are. I'm not the only one who believes that. Everyone here agrees. We don't want to turn back into the people we used to be. That's why we risked our lives coming here. Mona-chan.
He's right.
Humanity already wishes for their distortions to be actualized. I am merely the being that will ultimately grant those wishes. Now, it is time I refrain from my place in this world and begin to encroach upon reality itself.
That's a load of shit!
Encroach? What is it gonna do? Hey, this doesn't look good!
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Mona, what should we do?
I don't know what you are, but you can't keep arbitrarily deciding all this on your own. Humans aren't all stupid like you say they are!
Indolent, foolish humans, you shall offer your hearts to me. Now, the time for the fusion has come.
Hey, the grounds!
It's vanishing?
Hell no!
No way. I see. So that's how it was. I remember everything now.
Ow! Is everyone okay?
Of course we are!
Oh, hey! Our clothes are back to normal!
Look! Huh? Shibuya?
We're back.
We didn't come back ourselves, though. We must have been driven out by the Holy Grail.
Did we lose? Right.
Huh?
Mementos here in Shibuya? Is this what it meant by the fusion?
on here? What is... God, how come they're not seeing any of this at all?
What the hell?
To think this would happen.
No way! You gotta be shitting me!
Man, what great weather! Want to go for a drive?
Hello. Yes, it's about tomorrow's preliminary meeting.
The announcement for the new smartphones tonight.
What were the Phantom Thieves all about anyway?
Oh man, hearing that brings back memories. I feel so dumb for even believing they existed.
It was fun news, though. Well, I doubt anyone believes they're around anymore.
Why isn't anyone noticing this abnormality?
It's probably because they don't feel that it's odd.
What's wrong?
Oh, I feel woozy.
Futaba, grab on! Anton?
Is this by the Holy Grail too?
That son of a bitch! God damn it! What's this creepy ass shit about? Ah! Ah! My hand!
Ryuji!
This can't be real, right?
What is happening to us?
No! No! My body's disappearing!
Don't tell me.
Indeed, this isn't my doing. You imbeciles are about to disappear from the people's cognition.
That damn voice!
Mementos and reality have become one. Thus those who have disappeared from cognition cannot exist anywhere.
Disappear my ass! What the hell? Yeah!
Is this really it?
No! No! Morgana, where did we go wrong?
Is this all my fault? Because I brought you all there? Damn it! I'm sorry. The mission's a failure.
In the end, your rehabilitation was not carried through. It appears I have overestimated you.
You incompetent prisoner!
The assistance that we provided was all for naught.
Humans are more apathetic, and more foolish than I had thought them to be. The world will soon see its ruin. You have lost the game. You were meant to bring change to mankind as a trickster, but it seems that was too much for you. In accordance to the game's rules, the defeated must pay a price. Your life is forfeit. I sentence you to be executed.
Executed?
God's decree is absolute. My experiment has come to naught. Everything is over. Grant that man a swift death.
If that's what our master wishes. It just means that you weren't an upstanding prisoner. That may be true, but...
What is the matter? Carry out his sentence at once.
Are we really going to kill him? Don't falter now! It's all his fault for losing the game! All right, inmate. We now proceed to the execution of your sentence. How insolent. To think you'd still show your rebellious will after all that. Ready, Justine? If our master orders so, then it cannot be helped. Let us show our strength to this prisoner who just doesn't know when to give up. Understood. Death to the criminal. Don't resist, inmate! Just accept your sentence! One's final moments should be spent in good grace. Eat this! Take this. This power. Caroline, it's as I thought.
What's the matter?
I told you not to falter. Are you going against our master's orders? How's this? Here goes. No, this isn't right. Our duty isn't to kill him. Caroline! What gives? Why am I doubting myself? Is there another duty left to us?
I believe I ordered his execution.
Master, have you forsaken humanity? We are wardens, those who rehabilitate prisoners.
What?
Something speaks to me in my mind. Our true duty is not to kill. Help! Please, help!
Who? Yes, we are those who wish for true rehabilitation.
We are not executioners. That is the truth we had forgotten. We've decided. We will not forsake humanity. Your right eye and my left. It's as if they're the same, yet mirrored.
Now is the time for our wish to be realized.
I finally remember how we were torn apart. We were originally one. Yet we were torn asunder into halves by malevolent intent. So we were captives, same as you.
To think we'd learn that truth from a prisoner.
Let us reclaim our true form.
Hey, we'll give you your last job. Be thankful and obey.
You must fuse us together with your own hands.
It's time you return the favor for us assisting with your growth. Do it with care.
Now, fuse us! My name is Lavenza. I was torn apart by a malevolent will and took the form of those twins. I sought help before my body was split in two. If we lose you, the path to the Holy Grail will forever be closed. That's why you must recall the truth once more. And I beg of you, please, save us. I believed in you. I knew that you would make it thus far. And to the scoundrel who has swindled my master's name, your lies shall work no longer now that my sight has been restored.
The game isn't over yet. Whether the human world is left as is, or destroyed and rebuilt, it is all sport to me.
Be careful.
If I were to put it into words that you can comprehend, I am the Holy Grail that grants wishes. No, it may be more accurate to say that I am a god who responds to desire and holds dominion over man. I hoped seeing a righteous thief vanquish evil would spur mankind to change their own indolent hearts. However, the result is, as you know, the masses have made it so none of it has transpired. Humans should be met with ruin. You brought forth that answer. But to be frank, inmate, I believe it may be worth re-evaluating you. A human has reached the Holy Grail and has seen through my true identity. You've surprised the god that I am often enough. That cannot be done by a foolish commoner. You truly were a prisoner that did not bore me.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened the ultimate secret of the Fool, granting thee infinite power.
All right. All right.
Perhaps observing you a while longer may prove amusing. I shall grant you an opportunity to make a deal with me. Should you wish it, I shall return the world to its prior state, one rampant with distorted masses.
You forcefully dragged him into the metaverse and imposed an ordeal he did not deserve. Yet you still intend on toying with him?
The Phantom Thieves will be praised and gain fame. The world will escape ruin as well. What say you?
When fake Igor asks the question, you need to select I refuse. Otherwise you are going to get a bad ending and have to reload a previous save and fight the Holy Grail again. So be careful.
Well said.
Such irredeemable foolishness. You choose death for yourself? Very well. I have no need for you.
Master!
Oh my. It's been quite a while since I last stepped foot in this place. Welcome to the Velvet Room. My name is Igor. I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
He is the rightful master of this Velvet Room, the true aid on your journey.
It may be difficult for you to understand this all at once.
If I were to summarize this, the fake has left, and the real has returned.
Indeed.
My master has returned, and you won against that malevolent god's temptation. Thus, you may be able to save this world that is headed towards certain ruin. However, it will prove difficult to win against him with your power alone. You must release your teammates, with whom you've shared your conviction.
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.
They have not necessarily expired yet. Just as you were trapped here, they should be confined somewhere as well. Since you've deepened your bond with them, I am certain you can release them. Once they, the Phantom Thieves, are all gathered here, we will tell you everything.
Now go forth, to the people whom you should be facing the truth with.
With the rifle Igor on our side, we can now explore the Velvet's room prison where our teammates are locked. On the left wing of the prison, we can find Makoto, Yusuke and Nen, while Futaba, Ryujin and Haru are on the right side. You can liberate them in any order, it doesn't really matter, but we are gonna start with Makoto.
Joker! What a relief. You're safe. I'm not sure what happened, but we seem to be alive. By the way, why have you remained in your Phantom Thief attire while I'm back in regular clothes? Could this mean that the will of rebellion is no longer within me? That may be true. We have to fight that Holy Grail again, correct? Could you imagine defeating it, Joker? That monster has the support of the masses, and with it, nearly an infinite amount of power. No matter which way I approach the subject in my head, nothing points to our victory. I think I finally, genuinely understand the pain my father and my sister were burdened with. Victory against a single criminal is meaningless. The true enemy is society itself. And even against that foe, you still have to try to somehow emerge victorious. I don't know what to do. Believe in myself. You got me. Regardless, this isn't a situation with a straightforward answer. But even if there is no clear solution, I'll just have to make one, with my own two hands. Before you guys came along, my life was defined by rules, set on a path of someone else's choosing. But only a true loser would live such a rigid life. I will win. Even if it means going up against the entire world. I'm okay. My resolve was shaken, but it's stronger now. I want the people of the world to see what you've shown me. Right. Thank you. Having teammates you can trust is a great feeling. Shall we go? We can't let our last big job end in failure.
Now that Makoto has recovered her rebellious spirit, we move towards our next teammate, Yusuke.
Joker, as I expected, you appear to be safe. However, where exactly are we? Velvet Room? I'm not sure I understand. At first, I was surprised to see the masses chained in a prison. Yet, here I am as well, considering the state of the real world. It is hard to say that we were even remotely helpful. This situation... Can we truly handle such horrid circumstances? All the Phantom Thieves can do is change the hearts of others. However, the world outside has become a veritable hell. Nothing within our power can fix that. I'm merely acknowledging how powerless I am. The people of this world desired their enslavement, and that isn't all. They screamed at us for attacking the Holy Grail, defended it. Even the criminals whose hearts we changed became meek followers of the Holy Grail because of us. Were we truly that foolish? Risking our lives for a result nobody desired. That's right. It wasn't just for recognition from those we were helping. My purpose lies elsewhere. When we first met, you continued to impose yourselves on me, no matter how much I pushed you away. I will forever treasure what you did for me. Very well. Just as art is meant to break boundaries, people should be saved even if they frown upon it. I won't allow the justice I believe in to be shaken any further. Allow me to thank you, Joker. Being by your side truly gives rise to the greatest ideas. Ah, yes. We cannot afford to leave reality in the hellish state it's currently in. I will make use of my role as an artist and paint over the distortions of society. Well then, time to go and see this through. I'll witness with my own two eyes that this world isn't bound by some Holy Grail.
With Yusuke on our side again, it's time to go and liberate one of the original Phantom Thieves. The best girl for some people, not for me though. Anne.
Oh, Joker. Thank goodness you're safe. Oh, yeah. Huh. So, I'm not in heaven after all. That means the hell that Shibuya turned into was all real. I'm so weak. When I thought I was gonna die, I started trembling. I was just so scared. At that moment, nothing mattered. The justice of our actions was the last thing on my mind. Joker, you kept going, even through a plan that might have ended up killing you. Yet look at me. I've always said I'm doing this for other people. But that didn't get me far. It's no wonder we lost. Maybe I should have just behaved myself and stayed out of all this. You're right. I can never abandon her. If I whine like this now, I'd just be betraying Shiho. No. I'd be betraying myself. I could never forget how I felt that day. I never want anyone to have to go through what I did. I've made up my mind. I'm going to keep looking forward. Things like dying or losing aren't important now. All that matters is that I don't return to my old self. I'll never make a mistake like that again. I swear it. Thanks, Joker. You helped me remember what's really important. I seriously treasure being able to be a part of your team. Gotcha, Joker. It would be a disgrace to the Phantom Thieves' name if we didn't take such a big treasure. We're going to put an end to this, aren't we? Let's go!
With half the crew on our side, it's time to move towards the other part of the prison to speak with the other half, starting with Haru.
You're safe. Oh, thank goodness. And you came to rescue me on top of that. You really are an amazing person, Joker. Considering everything that has happened to the city, I wonder if the citizenry is okay. Although, it seemed like we were the only ones able to see it. You know, the moment I disappeared, I honestly thought I was about to die. But part of me wasn't afraid. I knew that was all I could do, and looked forward to apologizing to Father face to face. Honestly, I thought I had changed, but I realize now that I still have no control over my life. It makes me sick. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to deal with my whining. You're going to try and defeat that thing again, aren't you? Don't push yourself to get me to come along. You can always leave me here if I'll slow you down. Joker! You're the reason why I'm not alone right now. It's all thanks to you. I'm sorry. I almost lost my way again. Even if there are times where I think there's nothing I can do, I'll never stop fighting for you or our team. I won't give up anymore. Just as I betrayed my distorted father before, I will betray my boring farmer self now. Thank you, Joker. Before I met you, I had great admiration for the Phantom Thieves of Justice. And it's turned out you were exactly the person I always imagined you would be. This is the second time you've rescued me. I've secretly longed for a situation like this. We haven't lost yet.
The next teammate to liberate from the shackles of captivity is none other than our original partner in crime, Ryuji.
Yo, looks like we're both somehow still alive and kicking. But where at? Huh? Velvet? Man, this prison cell kinda makes me think of when we first met. I remember how Shibuya was all effed up just now, but like, nobody was seeing any of it. No, it was more like they didn't want to see any of it. What the hell? So even all them people who are suffering and cheering for us to come and help them, in reality, they would have rather just had everything stay how it was? Did what we were doing have any meaning at all? You're so freaking tough. You know, back when I thought we were gonna die, without learning the truth about all this, I kind of felt for the first time that maybe we hadn't been doing the right thing. That maybe we deserved to lose. You get me? Now that I'm thinking about it, I started all this because of how pissed off I was. Maybe it's never been about winning, or anything like that. Maybe all I was doing was just continuing my own defiance. It's fine? You're right. I get it now. We're doing this to make sure people don't gotta go through the same crap we did. It doesn't matter if they think we're just or not. We gotta do what we believe in. It's not like people think much of me anyways. I'm gonna dash through this the only way I know how. You got me out of prison, just like before. Thanks. You know, it's kind of embarrassing to say this, but I'm really glad I met you. All right, I'm done getting my ass kicked. That shiny bastard acts like it's some kind of god. I ain't gonna feel good till we deal with it. Let's head out. We're gonna take down that asshole, yeah?
With the squad almost fully assembled, the only one missing is Futawa, so we head towards the last prison of the Velvet Room.
Oh, Joker. I'm relieved. Looks like we're both still alive. And you even managed to get out of your cell by yourself. Impressive, as always. Shibuya. What happened? And where are we? Velvet Room? That name sounds pretty kick-ass. I guess my fears turned out to be true. The real world is a scary place. Pain like this can never reach you if you keep yourself cooped up indoors. Who am I to think I can tell the people what to do? I mean, I used to be a shut-in myself. Damn it. I just want to go home. But even that would be tough now. Giving up would be too painful. You know, I think I've changed. I don't know when it happened, but I can't let people suffer like this, even if I don't know them personally. Grown? Honestly, this all seems like a bit too much, but... You're right. My heart has been set from the start. I don't want to run away from this. I ran from my mom's death for so long. I misunderstood it. Everything was just too painful for me to handle. But I never want to be left in the dark again. That's probably why my persona is a little bit special. Because I want to learn the truth. That's how I really feel. Well, I've come this far. I'll follow you wherever you go, on my own 2 feet. You have such a strong heart, Joker. You saved me yet again. Thanks. I'm so happy. Like, so much that I can't even express it in my normal words. Anyway, we're going up against a god. I couldn't even leave my own room before, but now we're gonna beat a god! I'm so pumped! And wait a sec. I just noticed I got out of here on my own. Ta-da! A real jailbreak! Whoa, you're quick to act. That's what makes you dependable. All right, time to get back at it.
Initially, I didn't notice, but there is still one last member missing, Morgana. So we go back to the Velvet Room to see if Igor knows where he is.
What is this place?
Who are they?
My name is Igor. I am the master of the Velvet Room.
I am Lavenza, a resident of this place as well. We have been waiting for all of you.
Velvet Room?
My master has just been released from a long period of imprisonment. His powers have not fully returned. Though it may be presumptuous of me, I will speak on his...
Hey, where's Morgana?
Would you like to see him? He's right over there.
That's where you were hiding?
I was born here. It was to dispel an evil being from man's spiritual world.
Mona?
My role was to find the trickster and help him defeat it. That's why I was created here by my master.
Indeed.
I really remember everything. When this place was about to be taken over, my master gathered the last traces of mankind's hope. He mustered up his remaining strength to make me.
The entity that calls itself a god is a malevolent will that forces man into everlasting servitude. It hopes to attain eternal peace by filling reality with those who have stopped thinking for themselves. That is the ruin of man that this evil god envisions.
I, don't get what you're saying at all.
Oh, be quiet and listen! We don't have much time left!
Wait a moment. The Holy Grail is a god? I was wondering why it had a will of its own, but... Are you implying that it isn't a treasure?
No. As the distorted desires of the masses, it is most certainly the core of Mementos itself.
Then, did the treasure become a god because people wish to be ruled over?
That is correct. To decide the fate of the world, it chose 2 people with potential and pitted them against each other. One, Goro Akechi, incited the masses' distortion. Had he won, the world would have been destroyed and remade. The other was a trickster who would stand up against this. That was him.
If he won, the human world would be left as is. Those were the conditions of the game. At least, that's what should have happened.
That malevolent being knew that a revolution would not occur within indolent humans. After all, it is the masses' distorted desires incarnate. However, my true master believed in humanity. He believed that a trickster would rise among the people and accomplish this change. But that evil entity laughed at the prospect and sought to prove the powerlessness of man with the game. And he had great potential, which is why it approached him. It helped train the trickster only to cast him into despair, using the masses who rejected their savior. This was likely its means to nip in the bud anything that would pose a threat. Now that I think back to when I was separated, I felt a disagreement to the word rehabilitation. Of course I did. It was just a means for the fake to keep you under surveillance.
Basically, this guy was dragged into a game where the evil god rigged the outcome.
Damn it! What the hell?
Your real world has already been fused with mementos. You do not exist because reality is replete with the cognition of those who deny the Phantom Thieves. It can be said that the world is one step away from the evil god's machinations. However, there is still hope. Now that the evil god's identity has been exposed, you can see your rehabilitation to its completion. Only you can leave this prison and save this distorted world and its captive people. Young man, guided by Morgana and worthy of the trickster name, you must challenge the evil god and reclaim your existence in reality. Are you up to the task?
Let's destroy that annoying shiny treasure jerk for sure this time!
Excellent. There is nothing to fear. You already possess the strength to oppose this evil god. I am truly looking forward to this.
Our mutual friend knows where the exit is. Morgana, please guide them, and thank you for all that you've done. It's a cruel responsibility that's been cast upon you.
I will accept your words of appreciation fully when everything is over. Now follow me!
Huh? We're back in Shibuya again? Oh, right. This is where we were when our bodies disappeared.
Seems like people still haven't realized that this abnormality has taken over the city.
Look, the door we just came through. If I remember correctly, this is that quarantine cell.
That's right. It was actually the Velvet Room, which had been swallowed by the distortions.
You did say you were born in there. It makes so much sense now.
Wait, so if we came out of there, does that mean we're the criminals? No, it's more like him, since he was kept in here.
Most likely, Joker had been under the malicious guidance of the evil god for quite some time. The Velvet Room originally existed to nurture the human mind. But after it was taken over, it was sealed inside that bastard's nest. Inside Mementos.
Mona? More importantly...
You're shining. It's probably because my memories have returned. I know what my duty is now.
Whoa. Do you see something? Shining? Wait a sec. What's with those weirdly dressed guys?
I feel like I've seen those costumes before.
Oh, aren't they the Phantom Thieves? I kind of remember seeing a silhouette of them on a jumbo screen in the city.
The Phantom Thieves?
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about them.
This is different from how it was before. Do they see us?
It doesn't seem to be everyone, though. Only a handful of people in this large crowd.
Maybe it's Kazumona's light.
Either way, they remember the Phantom Thieves! Oh, the key of hope.
Mona, guide us. Where must we go?
Over there. The bastard from earlier should be in that temple.
Finally, we are out of the Depths of Mementos, and I'm gonna have to ask you again to consider subscribing to the channel if you found this walkthrough useful. There are more to come. As closing thoughts, I would like to say that overall I enjoyed this palace. Revisiting it after all this time has definitely made me appreciate it a lot more. During my first playthrough, I always felt like it dragged for far too long, but in reality it's not that bad. The simplicity of its design and the fact that there wasn't any secondary objective, like the wheel seats for example, make it pretty straightforward. The puzzles are also unique to the palace, so that was a breath of fresh air and they aren't too difficult, just the correct amount. And with that being said, hope to see you in the next palace.